we're here.
We are here.
78.
Episode 78. This is the Word of Controversy podcast. The podcast that gives you all forms of controversy.
78 episodes. Happy anniversary, World of Controversy podcast.
Yes,
5 years.
Yes. 5 years. We've been going for 5 years strong.
5 long years.
Yeah.
Working with Julian and Rob. I learned a lot about him. He learned a lot about me. We learned a lot about our guests. We learned a lot about Cardi B and through all this. But anyway, we learned a lot about SARS and people getting hit with sticks and a lot of ups and downs. Rob.
A lot of ups. I mean, it was a lot of ups and downs.
I told
I gotta
him.
deal with this knucklehead every
I know.
time.
Well, that's the best part of your week. You know,
Best part, I don't know about that.
It's you know what I mean, I told him wear the mask. He think that's the only gimmick, you know what I mean? Brought a little bit of sparkling cider for the show, you know.
Sparkling cider. Oh man.
Sparkling cider, organic.
Organic.
Man. 5 years World of Controversy podcast.
Looking like you got some champagne up in
I
here.
I know.
People gonna be like, did they got some drinks?
No, we ain't got no drinks.
I bet you somebody gonna be asking, what's in there? Is it really sparkling cider?
Yeah.
You got
Is that alcoholic? Rob, how you feel after 5 years and what we talking about today?
Man, I feel good. I feel great. Man, what started as an idea came into fruition. We had some setbacks, a lot of setbacks, man. But
yeah,
we are here. Your line, your favorite line. We are here.
We're here.
And man, this is one of the greatest ride ever. This podcast ain't just a hobby. It wasn't just a podcast. This was the vision from God.
And break that down.
And look how it came. Vision from God. This is what we was called to do, man. Yeah. We was called for this, man.
If you hear a bunch of clanking, I'm still trying to get this thing open. You know, I should have thought about it. I needed a darn bottle opener. When I bought this from Mom's today, I should have actually got the bottle opener. So we actually might not drink it on the show. I'm sorry, Rob.
Okay, that's fine. That can be for the after party.
Yeah.
But let's get to it. All right. We ain't gonna have y'all waiting for long. So today we're gonna talk about should all Africans, Americans, go back to Africa. Go back to the motherlands.
Yeah.
When you hear about this, Germ, what do you think of?
Well, I think about, you know, like I said, I think about the Back to Africa movement. I think about the strides of people already trying to take us back to Africa or people who have already made that voyage. It has happened, you know what I mean? People have successfully made it back to the motherland. But even the idea of the motherland, I was thinking hard about that, and I wish I did more research on that. You know, there's other groups that have a quote-unquote motherland. There's even a word in German for it. Vanderkin or something like that.
A Vanderkin.
Yeah, something like that. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but the point is that you know, we have a motherland, and we you know, obviously black people come from there, but they say all people come from Africa. So I'm thinking, the first thing,
you talking about the Pangea?
Pangea or
Pangea? You know what I meant.
Are you talking about when all the countries?
Yeah,
were,
all the continents was together.
Yeah.
Is that what you talking about?
I partially. Yeah, partially.
Yeah, because you know, that's when all the continents was together. Then they got split off and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that when we talk about this, you gotta think about there are people there already. There were people there already before the Europeans cut and sliced Africa. Saying Africa is not just a continent. there are countries there. There are
Mm-hmm.
different groups in each country. You know what I mean? That's the greatest part about it.
I say.
The different tribes in each country. Who's gonna be welcoming to the American Negro? You know what I mean?
Well, I can say this. There's some conversation been talked about for years, for
Yes.
decades, for centuries, even I guess we can say eras, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this been going back since the let's say the civil rights movement. We can even go back to when slavery, because when they took us from our land and brought us here, a lot of our people wanted to go back to Africa, but a lot of our people didn't know how to. Some just accepted the fact that they're slaves and this is where they at. They stuck with it. And some just got the realization, yes, how do you get back when we're in a different land where we don't know?
Well, I think about that too, and I think about how there were stories getting told to each other about where they come from, and and people were enslaved for 400 years. So
Yes.
I wonder when's the last ship actually set sail and released that last slave or whatever, because for a while they weren't bringing as many ships. I don't even think they were bringing ships. They were just populating, multiplying the people that were here.
Well, remember, this is a trade, right? This is a business. So you get the slave, right?
Yeah.
You get the slaves from their land. You bring them over.
You get the enslaved Africans.
Enslaved Africans, yes. Bring them over here. You sell them off to the highest bidder that wants to buy that specific slave, right?
Yeah.
Then they work on their field, right? Yes, them slaves do populate, okay?
Yeah, they do.
To make more slaves. So you on to something there, my man. You definitely are.
But after decades and decades, were people like, hey, this is our land? This is our home?
Well, yeah. So let's get to this, all right? I ain't letting it simmer today, okay?
Amen. Thank God. It took you 5 years not to let it simmer.
Hey,
Thank the Lord.
hey.
Thank the Lord.
Sometimes you do gotta let it simmer.
Thank
okay?
the Lord.
Sometimes you gotta let it simmer.
August 2021, 2020.
Don't get too hyper.
And now you done not letting it simmer. Thank God.
All right. I'm not letting it simmer for this episode, okay? But all right. Let's get to it.
Rip me out the plastic. I've been acting brand new. Go ahead, man. Rip it out.
So when we go into talking about this, right? And we're talking about what you just said. You've been here for decades, centuries, whatever. This is my home. We've been divided here, divided and conquered. They make us look at pictures of Africa that's dirty, that they're poor people, they're savages, whatever. Then the people, the Africans over there, they show black people here and say that we're lazy, we're no good workers. They think we're ignorant. And then that's why they come over here and they look at us different. Yes. So when you get to that, you get some people be like, well, why would I want to go back to Africa? I'm here. I got the freedom, right? I've been here for so long, I don't even know what's over there, right?
No, I hear you.
And then they give the rumors of diseases over there.
But you keep saying they.
Okay.
You keep saying they. Black folk are the people talking bad about Africans today. No, are you saying that initially?
Well, where did it start
Caucasians?
from? But where it
I
start
don't
from?
know if I agree with that. And
So
we're
you
gonna
don't think-
talk about.
So you don't think the Caucasians started that?
Rob, we're gonna talk about some stuff on this episode.
So you
and we're
think
gonna
this
talk
came
about
complete-
Liberia, man.
But you think it came from black people?
I don't know where it came from.
So you think this started with black people?
Think about this though. you don't think black people felt some type of way about the Africans in Africa after being sold into slavery? Remind you, they were not taken into slavery. Some of these people were sold into slavery, sold to the boats.
Okay. I do
help
think.
me out.
Hold on.
Help me out.
Wait, I do think there is some animosity. Okay.
Okay.
But do I think that we came up and say that they're dirty and they got diseases and all that? No. I think that was taught through a system and then implanted in our brains.
When them cats went over to Liberia, and not to be jumping the gun, thousands of people died of malaria.
What cats are you talking about?
Black American Negro cats.
When was this? Tell me.
We're talking about the 1800s, man.
1800s. Okay. So this happened in 1800s. Was it after the Emancipation Proclamation?
I'm about to blow your mind. No, it was before. I'm about to blow your mind.
You're about to blow my mind. Go ahead.
Where do you think the idea of going back to Africa started from? White people or black people?
Blacks?
Whites. American Colonization Society. When them cats started freeing them slaves in the 1800s, it was like 1816, 1815, American Colonization Society of rich white men came together and said, these freed slaves cannot live in this society successfully. We're going to have to send them back to where we got them from.
Well,
that was a white man's initiative.
Well, I do believe in some of that.
The white folk started that, man.
I do believe in some of that. I mean, I heard even Abraham Lincoln original plan was to send us back to Africa.
I heard something about that.
So I learned that even in middle school that was his original plan.
Right.
When it wasn't to free us and have us live here, it was to get us off this land and go back.
We got to remember they were slaves in the South, and that was practically chilling for the mass majority of the states until the 1800s, when we start getting people buying their own freedom, when people started going to the North. And that's when people were like, wait a minute, we now have Negroes that are free? Nah, we're going to have to send these people back to Africa, because if we have slaves down here and free folk up here, that might affect the slaves. Yeah, that might affect the slaves.
The revolution.
So they were like, hey, listen, and I do think that was some Caucasian people's plan to send us back no matter anyway.
Okay. Now,
after we done served our purpose of working for free, the idea was that in some people's head, we will send them back or kill them off. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the American Colonization Society bought land in the Pepper Coast. They bought this land and they were funded to send people to Africa. Thousands of people went. Some people died. Some people stayed. And obviously, eventually, we get Liberia.
Okay.
1847, Liberia is like an independent state. But from like the early 1800s to 1847, we were sending people over there. Black people were getting sent there. Some of them weren't surviving. But, you know what I mean? Black people were requesting to go. Hey, this is before Marcus Garvey. This is before the pro-black movement. This is before quote-unquote Afrocentrism or whatever,
Okay. Now, I love how you point out before Marcus Garvey, because
we'll touch on that. But
we'll touch on that. I mean, he's one of the key points when we talk about this. Should we go back to Africa?
Yeah,
I mean,
he is.
His vision was to unite all African people.
Right.
So that's we're gonna keep that viewpoint. We ain't gonna go too deep into Marcus Garvey. That's a whole nother episode.
Right.
All right, but let's go into this. All right. Do you support the idea of going back to Africa?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I do.
You do?
I do. You know who else did?
Who?
Marcus Garvey. But W.E.B. Du Bois.
Oh, you bring up W.E.B.
I didn't know this until today. W.E.B. Du Bois was for us having our own state, ran by Africans, ran by black people in Africa. I didn't know that until today. I really did not.
Wow, that's
something, right?
That is something.
And people will call him, Boule and different stuff. Not saying he wasn't, but that's interesting that he was even looking at, I believe, Liberia. Same way
Liberia.
Garvey
Liberian girl.
See, this is what I'm saying. I was listening to a podcast, pretty much the female version of our show. It's called Cognac and Conspiracies. And the girl said, I'm going to be honest, before this episode, the only thing I knew about Liberia was Liberian Girl by Michael Jackson. I'm like, man, there's an old saying about fools.
Yo, I can't with you.
I don't want to say it, but
fools. What's fools?
This is how it goes. It says, it's better for people to question you to be a fool than for you to open your mouth and for them to remove all doubt.
But what? Who's the fool?
Oh, people who don't know their history and culture and don't know that Liberia is more than a song by people laying with kids, man.
First of all, he wasn't laying with kids.
This is what I'm saying. He was.
Okay.
He was.
He ain't touched them kids, though. No proof of it.
Rob, are you for people going back to Africa, yes or no?
Look, now, if we talking about, I'm for people going back to Africa, okay? Now, as we talk about, should all African American people move to Africa? I'm not 100% for it, and I'm not 100% against. I'm like in the middle. Because when you go into that, you got to find somewhere that, one, accepts African American people. Even though now there are more African countries that are.
Yes. I was just reading that too.
But with some of them, you have to prove DNA too.
Yes.
And some of that you gotta pay too.
Yeah. As you should.
Yes.
As you should.
I think some you even gotta pay $100,000 to prove your DNA up in there.
And this is what I've been trying to talk about. This is what I've been trying to say. We're the Controversy Podcast, episode 78. Who's going back to Africa? Who's not? I think some people saying we need a check. And this is what I've been saying. Going back to Africa still is not a replacement for reparations. Now, they can make it. Now, I'm not trying to weasel reparations into this convo, but y'all know sometimes this can be.
No, you did weasel that one. I'm
passionate about this.
You weaseled that one. Reparations.
People are owed a check, and I think that when people went to Liberia in the 1800s, stuff was hard. Stuff wasn't set for them. Stuff was. These houses may not have been the best. Obviously, people were dying from malaria, so the healthcare may not have even been the best. I think that I think this is what I'm going to say. In my opinion, there has to be some stuff set up for me in whatever country y'all are sending me to. If y'all sending me to a desert, well, I could have stayed right in Philly because I'm better off there than that. If y'all sending me to a jungle, I need to just stay right in Southwest, North Philly, Port Richmond because I don't understand how this is going to be good when we have a cause for we have a forgiveness claim in Pennsylvania in the United States, and I think that claim is that we worked there. We built this country up. We garnered a lot of the wealth in this country, stuff that we did not do in Liberia. Okay. And I think we are owed something. So if in the package of what our payout would be is y'all fixing up an area in Africa, giving us some land over there, I'm all for it. And I think if the people in masses were to move to that country in Africa, I would probably be in it. I would be a part of it.
Okay. So, I get what you're saying about we build the stuff in this country. We built everything in this country. We wasn't paying a dime
We weren't paid a dime.
for a lot of our inventions.
Not a dime.
They had used us, and that's another thing I wanted to get to in this episode too. I was gonna say that for part 2, man, but we can get into it now.
So you were trying to let it simmer.
Just that part. What we're getting to now that you hit on it, because would they allow us to leave? If all African American, if all black people just said, we ain't gonna take it, we're going back to Africa. We got boats and everything ready. Would they allow us to leave, Germ?
That's a good question.
After reaping the benefits from us.
You know, I learned something, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
I learned something about Marcus Garvey.
Mm-hmm.
He had all them plans to get that ship to bring black people to America. It never really panned out how he wanted to, but he got deported.
I do remember him getting deported.
Now, obviously, he did work in, I believe, Jamaica. It didn't really work out well. He did work, obviously, in America, Harlem, New York, and then he did work in London. But he got deported. He didn't get killed. He didn't get, you know what I mean, he didn't turn into CIA or FBI. That boy got deported. And I'm just thinking about this. You're bringing up a good question. How far would it go for, like, how many is too much? I don't think we've gotten 1 million people to Africa through the efforts of the American Colonization Society or the UNIA. From America, no. Or from the Caribbean. I don't think we've gotten 1 million Africans on this side of the hemisphere to Liberia from either of those movements. So the question is, if there were two, one in the 1800s and one in the 1900s, and they both had funding issues or leaders got deported, maybe they're not willing to allow, the powers that be are not willing to allow enough of us to leave. And that's a good point.
Yeah. Because, look, as much as they make it seem like we're on their land and we don't belong here and whatnot, and they don't want us, the truth of the matter is they still need us.
Yep.
They need us.
Yes.
They need a lot of us at the bottom.
Come on.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Service workers.
Service workers, poor people.
Yes.
You know.
They need people to spend money. Uh-oh.
That part
now,
right
wait a
there.
minute, Rob.
Now you know.
They got to have people spending money.
We got the highest spending power.
Yep.
Even though we don't support our own like that. But
yeah,
we got the highest spending power.
Yeah.
Y'all would spend so much on Jordans and the woman buying the Chanel bags and whatnot. Gucci bags. Yeah, all these different products and whatnot. So they need our money for sure.
Yeah.
They need our work. Let's go into even medicine. They need us. They need a DNA. I might have took it a little too deep there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet on this now. Now, what are you saying, Rob?
You want to be quiet?
Yeah,
this is going to controversy.
I have not heard this one, so you gotta break this down.
I mean, bro, don't you remember the woman who they took her DNA to make all that medicine for?
No. You ain't talking about that doctor up in New York that was messing with women's sleeves, vaginas, and stuff.
No. The woman that they used to cure a lot of like diseases and stuff. I forgot her name.
What's her name?
I forgot her name.
What year?
This is early, bro. I know you have to remember
Rob,
this.
see, this is what I'm saying. You making claims. You gotta show me book, chapter, and verse because what?
Bro, I know you have to remember.
They use her DNA.
Bro.
Of a black woman to make a medicine?
Bro, we learned this when we was 18, bro.
But how does this work?
How does it work?
Yeah. Now, I do know there's an aborted fetus in that vaccine. I've heard that.
Yo, I can't.
We're the Controversy
You went to
Podcast,
the
man.
banks.
Hey, I just tell what I hear.
I can't.
I've heard this.
I
The
can't.
blood of an aborted
can't with
fetus
you.
somehow has made its way up in there. I thought this was a joke myself. I started doing research on it. I'm like, holy cow.
Hold on.
A black woman's DNA is used in modern medicine, Rob.
Hold on.
And then we got to take a break. I've been working for 5 years on this. You know, this is a good show. You always learn something new. Hey, last episode may have been classic one. If y'all haven't listened to our latest episode 77, Who Should Be Head of the Table, it was a great episode. Thanks to Autumn. You know what I mean? Right now we talking Back to Africa. We're live on the gram, WOC_podcast. Always feel free to comment. We're wearing masks. You know, we're wearing masks up in the Rec Philly studio. You know, trying to give y'all some remembrance of how we started in this thing. Episode 1 introduction. We had to wear masks, so we're glad to be in here.
Okay, I got it. The black woman whose DNA was used for medicine is Henrietta Lacks. In 1951, doctors at Johns Hopkins took cells from her cervical cancer tumor without her consent, creating the immortalized HeLa cell.
HeLa cell. Yeah.
HeLa cells. These cells has since been used in countless scientific discoveries, including the development of vaccines for polio and HPV, and research on cancer, AIDS, and space travel.
Space travel.
That space travel took me off. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
wait, what?
I ain't gonna lie. That took me off.
That threw me off, huh?
I ain't gonna lie.
This woman's tumor has been in space before me. Gosh dang. This woman's tumor has been in AIDS. She's been in, man,
No.
good loaf. So, 1950s.
Yep.
She's a
I knew
woman.
it was like somewhere around there.
Okay. Rob, so why are they keeping us in Africa besides this one woman's tumor? One woman. Why?
Why?
Why are we keep staying in America? What, in your opinion?
I just explained to you, man. They need
our DNA.
They need everything from us. We built this from the ground up. First, y'all need poor African people to work for y'all, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because most of these companies are built off of poor people. They'll get paid less. But we ain't gonna go into all business and everything. Y'all need people. But we'll get more to that after the second half. Because we're gonna take a break. Alrighty. We are back. We are black. We're black in the mix. Hey.
We're back in the mix. Oh, man. Yes, sir, Bob. Rob, what's going on? What we doing now?
What we doing?
What we talking about?
Look, we're on episode 76 of World of Controversy Podcast. Talking about should all African American people go back to Africa. Well, my partner says he thinks we all should. Right? You say you agree with it, right?
Well, yeah. But I'm also for us getting land in this country. That's the issue. And that's why
Okay.
I've been trying to tell people the reparations need to be somewhere. It
Well-
needs to maybe be in Africa or it needs to be here, but they need to be somewhere.
Look, we're going to have this reparation for talk forever. They're not giving us reparation.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Would you go back to Africa and live there if it was just your singular family or if it was a whole movement to go over there? Like a whole exodus back to Africa.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. I would be a part of that.
Okay, so you will be a part of a movement.
Ooh,
Hey, yeah, and
yeah.
he got a bottle opener now, so
I'm
he can
drinking
open
some
it.
of that. Ooh, ASMR. You hear that?
Mm-hmm. Pop champagne. Say no, it's just cider.
Some apple cider vinegar. 5 years. There you go.
Yeah, a little bit of the bubbly, the bubbly.
Yeah, no, I think if it was like hundreds, thousands of people coming from America to Africa, I would definitely be a part of that. I think that would be fun. I feel like I would be a part of something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I would just take my singular wife and take her to Africa, me and her go to Africa. No. Even if I had a family, no.
I think it depends for me.
Really?
Yeah, like I wouldn't be against it. Like if me and my wife decide we want to go to Africa, let's say, I'll just say the country like Ghana, because that's one of the biggest countries that accept African American people. One of the first that grant citizenship.
Liberia being the first, but yeah.
Okay. Well, Liberia might be the first, but Ghana is one of the big ones that you hear about.
Yes.
And
I like Ghana. They say arguably that's where them ships came from, right? Ghana.
mm-hmm. Now, if we decide to take our family, our kids, whatever, or even if it's just me and her, and we like, all right, we're tired of America, we'll go down there. I wouldn't be against it at all. I mean, I don't. If I can find something that benefits
Right.
me,
Right,
it's not
right.
just moving to Africa. You gotta find somewhere that also benefits you as well, or you could be moving to a place that might not like be the safest for you.
Right. Right.
That's another thing. You know, we do got dangerous lands in Africa where they chop your head off. Not to sound
this
crazy.
is what we're talking about, people.
Not
See,
to
this
make
is
it
what we're
sound crazy,
talking about,
but
people.
you gotta be
The white
real.
man ain't tell him to say that, man. That's from him.
Bro.
See, this is what we're talking about, people.
Bro.
There are some spots where they'll chop your head off. There's some spots in America they'll chop your head off. So what are we talking about, Rob?
Bro, I'm just saying, you have to look at the you have to look up where you're trying to move to.
That is true.
That's where I'm
But
getting
at the same time, I was listening to a podcast and someone was saying that too.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, do y'all research. You can't be hopping into another country and stuff. People do this in America all the time, though. People come from Guatemala to America not knowing little to nothing. In other parts of the country, why can't I just move to Liberia? Why can't I just move to the Sierra Leone?
Well, wasn't you just talking about Liberia having malaria?
Well, well, due to common health. Well, that's a good point. that is actually a good point because y'all ain't catching me out here with no malaria, nothing like that. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a really good point. Jeez, I don't know if I could do the malaria thing. He's coughing in the studio. I don't know if I could do the malaria thing. So yeah, you do got to do some research. You definitely want to do research before you go. I can't do malaria, AIDS, none of that stuff. And leprosy, they were dealing with that in Africa. So I don't think I could do any of that. But, that's something to think about. You got to do the research before you go. But I don't know. People immigrate to other places all the time. And, that is true. That is something you got to consider. Yeah, World of Controversy Podcast, episode 78. We sipping this apple cider vinegar, sparkling apple cider. Always good. 5 years of doing the show. 5 years of just talking. Sometimes I just hop on the mic and talk. I don't even know what we're talking about. And my host sometimes leave me stranded. I'm left stranded today. So he's coughing. I'm here just chilling. The other thing I was thinking about with the whole back to Africa thing is the effect on Africans. You don't want to negatively affect these countries. So when people went from America to Liberia, that pretty much messed up their whole political system, social system, and I think this is a big key. That, in fact, they say that was kind of one of the reasons for the Civil War, and not to keep bringing up Liberia, but, we don't want to just mess up their land either. You know what I mean? We want to look out for our own interests, but, 14,000 people from another country just coming into your country, you'll be like, hey, whoa, what's going on? I think it's a big key to remember that you're in someone else's land. You're an immigrant in someone else's land. We don't want to immigrate too fast.
That's where I was getting at.
You got yourself together, brother?
Yeah, you almost killed me, man. Took that sip.
Gosh, dang.
Took that sip. You made me laugh. Oh, man.
What did I even say, man? Nah, for real. Oh, the malaria thing. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, so I was saying while you were going, the other thing is we want to think about the African country that we're moving to. We don't want to destabilize Ghana. We don't want to destabilize Sierra Leone or Liberia. These are just some of the options I think would be best for us. For a while, Liberia told Marcus Garvey and them, nah, we don't want y'all over here. We don't want that many of y'all coming over here. I got to look into that, see if that's true, but yeah, I think we got to look into that. He was trying to wheel and deal a little bit with Liberia, but yeah, I think it's important to really figure that, hey, this ain't America. We can't just go to another country and run stuff unless, it's democratic. We do it peacefully.
Yeah, it's a lot with that. And when you go into, yo, chill, bro. Don't let. When we go to like a whole different like country, it's a whole new first you're in a new environment. That's another thing.
I had to put the mask on, bro.
Mask off, man.
Bro, I had to put the mask on. Get yourself together, brother.
Yo, chill. I'm still got some of that.
I know. I can tell. I can hear it.
But yeah, hey, we're in a new environment, new place. You also gotta know the rules of the land. Not everywhere got
not everywhere got running water and stuff, right?
Oh, I wasn't even gonna go there.
Oh,
I was gonna say the freedom we got here.
Oh yeah,
where you can say your president, your
some
leader
of y'all can't
is an idiot.
Yes,
you go to certain places.
Hold up. Yes, you can't say that in certain places. Also, the homosexuality thing. Not all these African countries are A-okay with y'all being gay.
Hey, I'm okay with them not being okay with that. I'm sorry.
No, brother. People got a freedom. People got a right. No, granted. Okay. I follow that book.
That's why Kamala Harris was in Africa trying to get them to okay the LGB and all that.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Okay. Let's say we do go to Africa, and that's a good point, the Kamala thing and the LGBTQ thing. Yep. Rob, let's say we go to Africa and we, not to be racist, we try and bring hip-hop up in there. And the Africans down there like, hey, we don't want that. We got our own music.
Wait, bro. Tradition. They already got hip-hop down there.
They ain't got no Kendrick. They ain't got no Reason.
They don't got no Kendrick, but they got their own hip-hop.
But that is different than what they got.
We started hip-hop over there.
Well, we started hip-hop there. Hey, yo, Rob, you tripping today, brother. You tripping today. Brother, if we go down there and say, hey, we want to start a Crown Fried Chicken, dang, that do sound crazy racist. But let's say, hey, we want to start a business that we had in America down there, and they're like, hey, no, you're not allowed to with our laws. Are we gonna revolt?
Dang, that's
What if they don't take kindly to us? They don't turn us into slaves or nothing, but they just like, oh man, these Americans, I don't like them, and talk under their breath, whatever. Is that the country we want to move to? Would that still be better than what's going on here? Some would argue, yeah. You know what I mean? So
If it's just talking under your breath, that's fine.
yeah,
We already deal with that here.
yeah,
Now, we talking about the other stuff where they try to persecute, kill you or something like that, whoop you.
yeah.
And no, that's not okay.
Right,
I might as well stay here.
right,
So,
right, brother. Right.
yeah.
So what did you have to say on this issue and your thoughts on everything when it comes to the pro-black movement, or just people going back to Africa in general? Not even in a
Well-
Pan-African sense.
I was about to say, the big part of that is Pan-African. Now, like I said, I'm in the middle with it. I'm not totally against it. Look, I'm Afrocentric. I love Africa. I do want to visit Africa. And I do think every African American, every black person should visit somewhere in Africa at least once in their life before they leave off this earth.
Right.
Don't stay stuck in, your usual United States, wherever state you're in, and wherever city. Don't stay stuck in your street or wherever. Go out and explore. This is a big world. Go out and explore new cultures, new food, everything. Another thing is Sierra Leone.
Yeah, what about it?
They one of them countries, if you can prove your DNA, you get your citizenship.
Yeah. I heard Benin. Benin is a new one too.
Mm-hmm.
Benin, I think, just got on that list, and there's others. You're right.
South Africa.
Hmm.
South Africa is allowing people to come in here.
As citizens?
Yep.
Wow. If you could prove DNA.
I don't even think they got the requirement to prove DNA.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we got Ghana, South Africa, you got Sierra Leone, Benin, other like Western African countries too.
Yeah.
Zimbabwe is one of them too. You can prove your DNA, you can get citizenship in Zimbabwe.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
This is all I really got, Rob. But I do got a question. Do you think every black person, I'll be very specific, every black person that does not live in Africa, should they visit Africa at least once? So I'm not just talking about Americans, I'm talking about the Caribbean people, people in South America. Should every international black person globally, should they visit Africa once in their life?
I think they should.
Okay.
I think they should. I think it would be a good experience for them, especially like, the slave trade didn't start in America.
Right.
It started in the other countries first. Jamaica. That's how a lot of black people got there. A lot of the Caribbeans. So America was one of the last that came to it, and we was the last to stop. So I think it would be good, and I think it would be beneficial, and for like different culture wise and everything, to go over there. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Especially, there's still a lot of riches in Africa.
Yes.
Regardless of what they show on the TV and trying to make it look negative and everything, other than that, there is a lot of riches. There's a lot of mansions up in there. Just like here, you got your poor cities and whatnot, and you got your rich. Over there's poor and there's rich. And man, when you see the riches, it's beautiful. I saw pictures and videos. I can't wait to go over there and see and explore it myself.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's my mission before I leave this earth, is to go over there and experience it.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Mother Africa.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I hope you make that trip. I would love to go myself one of these days.
Oh,
I'm not the
gonna-
biggest traveling person.
We
in
gonna
general.
make it, bro.
Yeah.
We gonna make it over there.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Rob.
Well, well, folks, that was a good episode. We're gonna get back to you guys on episode 79. All right. But follow us on Instagram, WC_podcast. Follow us on Twitter, WC_pod. YouTube, WC_pod. Facebook, Word of Controversy Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Anywhere you can find a podcast, Word of Controversy Podcast. And yeah, we'll see you next time. That's it.